Be sure to check out my Patreon for weekly exclusive interviews, extra content on Veve and Ecomi, and building generational wealth, as well as money management tips from experienced whales. Yo, what is going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we are back with the final video here. We're back with the final version. He's going to actually be jumping into the interesting part of the conversation. Like, all of the parts have been interesting, but it looks like it's about to get really, really good here. So shout out to Veve Magic. We finna jump in. Let's see what happens. Let's see what type of stuff is revealed. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and let's get into it, y'all.
In 4 or 5 years. So some of the technology we're embedding into what we're doing now, it's also about future-proofing it. And these digital assets, how they're going to interact in the future, whether in games. You know, we talked many times in our earlier AMA is that our vision of the whole where the world is in these digital assets is they will be interactive, they be interoperable, they have a lot more. I mean, our dreams are never going to stop beyond that, and the afterlife of these things. So we've got a lot more we're focusing on, and then, you know, we're going to get onto these things.
Incredible.
And I also want to point out the fact that he said he wants them to be interactive and interoperable. So everyone worried about interoperability and stuff like that, that's this type of stuff that people worry about when they're in NFT projects that actually brings nothing to the table and don't have anything actually substantial to offer. Like, you have, oh, just the pleasure of being able to put it in my wallet, it makes me feel special. Yeah, that's because your NFT is nothing. It literally has nothing, no use, no value whatsoever. Like, there's bigger things going on and bigger things that needs to be developed when it comes down to Veve. So interoperability can be pushed to the sideline because they actually have a product that matters. It's going to always matter because these brands are brands that matters and are going to always matter. So it's a different level of NFT when you're talking about Veve, which is why these NFT people they can't see it. They can't understand it because they've never seen anything like it before. I mean, you would think it would be obvious, but it's like the simple pleasures. It's like having a school with no books. Like having a school with no books. It's probably going to be a hell of a lot, much of a better school because the books is outdated by the time they even get put into schools. So having a school with no books, it's just so different that people who have been to school, people who like school and teachers and stuff like that, they might not like the feeling and the vibe of having a school with literally no paper or no books or anything. So yeah, it's a different experience. It's change. It's something that people are not used to, but that's kind of what Veve is. Veve is just different. It's a school with no books.
So before I let you go, are there any other little things underneath you that you'd like to share that you haven't already, your little collectibles? Because I was geeking out over all that stuff.
I mean, I got a whole room full. It's a whole gallery, but Dense is really a warehouse of all toys, collectibles. You know, I did get I managed to just score in Los Angeles, one of the retail shop, these tin toys. I might grab it. Give me a sec.
Go for it, yeah.
How big is that space? That's crazy. His steps echoing around.
And I did also manage to get the Darth Vader version of these.
Oh, how cool.
And you know, they were in perfect condition. The box is not dented. It's all got the original label on it.
Do you know like how old it is? Like what era it's from?
This one I think is the late 80s or 90s, late 80s or 90s. Yeah, but they were limited and they were made in Japan. Some of the Japanese collectibles, they just make them, you know, immaculate, just everything. And that's a tin one. It's not even like a plastic one.
Wow.
And a lot. That pretty much is a warehouse here for boxes and collectible, and I never stop. We try to change the background, you know, every time with something new.
That makes it fun, right? You can show off your stuff.
And you know, I like them to have a brief. I really do believe these things. They
What the heck?
Living souls, because they bring happiness and joy to me. And I come in here every time and I'm always smiling. So
I love that.
Bringing me alive. Yeah. And it's just good. And people come in here, they just go, oh my God, you got so much stuff. Are you like a dealer or something? And I'm just going, no, I like to wake up and come in here, and I want to see things I love. It makes me happy every day. And that's the secret to be successful. You just need to be happy at what you do. And we're very, very lucky that both myself and Dan, we really love, the job and curating this experience every week. I do have to say it looks very easy in front of it, that every week there's something dropping. It is a lot of work in the background to do this.
Yeah, I'm sure. But I will say, at least from my perspective, especially having met you guys, it shines through your passion and drive and commitment. And, meeting you guys in person just made me even, and not that I wasn't already like all for Veve, but just even more so. I'm just like, God, these guys, they got it together. And I love this company. You guys, I want you to know that you brought a lot of joy into my life with being able to share my own passion with other people for Disney, and being able to find a way to, experience happiness through collecting in a new way. And I love that. And I will get to see you. Hopefully, I booked UK DCon because I want to go to Disney Paris too. So I'm going to do both of those.
Yeah, I think the DCon UK is it their first show they ever done, or they done that
I'm not
show?
Sure about.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is one of the first early shows. We're really looking forward to it, because we do have a huge community in UK.
They're very excited.
Yeah, the UK, and there's people coming down, I believe, from Scotland, from Ireland, even from France. They're coming in groups. I do get email constantly. And I did get an email a few days ago. A family is going to come down, especially he goes, we do have to get the dog taken care of, everything, and we're coming down as the whole family to DCon. Thanks for bringing the joy to the family. And they were never a collector. They never into collecting anything, but now their kids couldn't be off the app. So I'm very, very happy that we have brought so much joy to fans like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing I will say too, that I hope Disney hears, is that it has created more of a physical collector in me as well. I started collecting these sort of, for investment purposes, and then fell in love once, Marvel and Disney came on board, and Star Wars. And then I started connecting them to things that I see in the parks, and getting things, I pick up things almost every time I'm at the park, because I'm like, oh, that goes with my NFT. And so it's just, there's such direct correlation now, that I never collected all these art pieces and different things before being on Veve. And now that I'm on Veve, I want to connect my digital to physical, which is really fun too.
Yeah. And Dan was before was exactly.
Oh, it's lagging. Something crazy. Okay, so yeah, what I was gonna say is it's amazing seeing Veve transform so many people into collectors, and seeing people actually starting to love collecting. I think updates taking place on my computer. It might go crazy for a second, but yeah, I'm happy seeing new collectors coming onto the platform and new people becoming collectors because of this experience. It just shows you how Veve is changing lives. Now imagine when gamers get on board, when they start bringing in games and bringing in that other experience. It's just going to be insane. It's going to be amazing. So I'm looking forward to seeing how many gamers get converted to collectors, and what they do on the gaming side, because if that's massive, Veve is really going to go farther than people may realize. When I say my $10 Omi price prediction is very, very conservative, it's very conservative. So it's going to be interesting to see how far things go.
I'd like them to have a brief. I really do believe these things, they're living souls, because they bring happiness and joy to me. And I come in here every time, and we're very, very lucky that both,
especially having met you guys, I love this company. Happiness through collecting in a new way, and I love that. And
I think the DCon, and we do have to get the dog taken care of, everything.
The park because I'm like, oh, that goes with my NFT. And so it's just, there's such direct correlation now that I never collected all these art pieces and different things before being on Veve. And now that I'm on Veve, I want to connect my digital to physical, which is really fun too.
Yeah. And Dan was, before was exactly the opposite. He liked minimals. But since I have known him for 25 years, and he knows how much stuff I've been collecting. And the past years, as we're building this app out, I told him, you really need to understand that psychology, why people click and what really brings them. And he's becoming a huge collector. I mean,
I actually could tell that Dan wasn't really into it. Dan is just really a businessman. Like Dan, I feel like Dan is the type of guy where if he was in charge of Veve, if he was running Veve, if things like he would sell, or like those are the type of decisions. Like I felt like that was the vibe that he gave off, especially early on. It's like this just like totally business for him. But I feel like the more that he's around David, the more that he's in this company and stuff like that, I feel like he's actually starting to understand it, get it, and there's some passion growing there, even if it's not fully there. But David, you can just see he lives and breathes this. Like this is his baby, and like him and Alcon, like nah, like they never going nowhere, nothing like that. But yeah, this you could tell. But I'm glad that Dan's getting into it more.
he's like trying to, yeah, everything he sees it, he just really relates to him. And then comics is another huge one.
Yes.
Not sure if you've seen the physical comic, even in eBay. I used to be able to pick up all the comic relatively reasonable price, but anything that's been in the slab, been graded, it just going crazy price. Even some of the DC product toys, these Batman Black and White, websites are just being swamped, sold out on most of them, because our fans love to have that, physical piece on the side as well. So we really think the business has driven a lot of people into collecting physical pieces in way and manner. But our work is going to be a big things for us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And as we develop more and more features into the app, I think you understand what we are trying to connect the whole thing together. There's a lot more to come.
I love it. That's super exciting. I think that's the perfect place to leave it. This has been such an amazing conversation. I can't even describe how I'm feeling right now. Thank you so much for your time. Means the world to me. And I know the community is really going to appreciate all of this knowledge that you shared with us and feedback, and excited to see what the future holds.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. And we'll connect again.
Yes, hopefully I'll see you soon. And safe travels to the States for Comic-Con.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. Take care.
Cool. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, this was an amazing interview. This was dope. I liked it. I liked everything that she was asking. She asked the right questions, touched on the right topics, and David, you gave amazing responses and a lot of information for us. So yeah, let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. Let me know how you felt about this one. This was one of my favorites, honestly. But yeah, let me know. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I will catch you all on the next one. Peace out, fam.